What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the season opener edition of Asian Guys Talk About the NBA.
All right, so right now the preseason has just ended and the regular season is here.
Yes!
And we're very, very excited.
Yo, you guys, we've got Richie Lee.
What's
We've
up?
got Tang.
There's something special about this season. I know we say this every season, but they're very, I don't know, man.
You know why it's special every season? It's because, like, I think media and all the big player changes and social media, all the memes and everything.
It's back. I feel like it's at an all-time high right now.
Yes.
I think the NBA is only going to continue to get more and more exciting every year.
I'm going to spend more time on Instagram. I'm going to spend more time on NBA Twitter. I got, you know how you can make lists on Twitter?
Yeah.
I got an NBA Twitter list.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, I can't wait for Shaq and the Fool to come out. Man. I just feel like JaVale McGee, is he gonna win it again? I don't know.
Maggie.
The Maggie noodles.
No, yo, man, inside the NBA is back.
Nah, I feel like JaVale might have that little resurgence here, though. He has a lot of good, personnel around him.
It is true that he's probably not going to get that much playing time. But I think that's another conversation.
Yo, he caught
the Warriors.
this. No. But they're about to blow out so many teams that
true.
there's going to be a lot of garbage time.
There's a lot of opportunity for him to be on Shaq and the Fool.
Okay.
Yo, man, he dunked on someone so bad.
I saw that. I saw that.
Were you just about to say he caught a body?
All right, Rich, in the last NBA Talk video that we had, we did neglect, on accident, I think it got cut out in the edit, 3 teams.
Yeah.
Three main teams that everybody wanted to hear about.
All right, the internet's favorite, the Toronto's very own, 6 God, Raptors.
Yo.
OVO.
That fan base they came out of nowhere.
It's out the whole Canada.
Yeah. Let's just say that Toronto is having like a moment, but the moment is lasting about 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this: when your country has one NBA team, everybody can be the favorite.
Yo, it's crazy
It's
during
a
the
home
playoffs when they switched to that pit. You know that pit that they had
That was
outside the arena?
Jurassic
Park.
jungle or something.
Jurassic Park. That looks crazy. That looks tight.
Okay. All right, and then we also got to talk about the Celtics and Pacers. So what's happened with the Raptors lately? Cam?
Not much, man, except the huge contract that they gave DeMar DeRozan.
Okay.
I feel like, I don't know, man.
I
Y'all
mean,
overpaid.
they made it out of the first round last year.
That was huge. Because
Barely.
prior to that, they were
Yeah.
not looking like they could.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're one game away from being the best, having the best record in the East.
I think it's been proven that the regular season record does not really count when it comes to
That's true.
anything happen in the playoffs. That's
That's
what's
true.
dope about the playoffs.
That's true.
Yeah, remember because Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan was just shooting bricks.
Oh my!
I remember that game.
It was becoming a
Not
thing.
bad.
It was becoming a thing.
Well, because they just re-signed DeMar to a gigantic,
Huge
contract, maxed him out.
Yep.
Okay, what do you guys think about that?
Man.
I think that's a good look, because I feel like he wasn't really gonna go back to LA, although that is his, hometown and whatnot. Hey, he had success in Toronto. Why you want to mess that up?
I think if you got something good going on in Toronto, and it's something really good, and maybe it's not a great, but it's something good, you just keep the players and just build from there.
It feels like it's homegrown on that
Yeah.
team. Like everybody came up together. I feel
Also,
like.
man, I just feel like him and Drake, man, I feel like they kind of close. He probably likes kicking it with Drake.
Yeah.
I like the story that the Raptors have.
Yeah.
Do I think that they're going to win a championship this year? I mean, prediction is no.
The East got better. The East got better.
The East got better.
Probably not.
But I like them.
I know, but do you think they're going to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, yes or no? Or too early to tell?
Too early to tell, but I
They
do.
have to go heads up with the Celtics.
Yeah, but what I was gonna say, going back to what you were saying about DeMar DeRozan, I feel like it was a good investment because without him, who would really go there?
Yeah.
Maybe they overpaid for DeRozan to see maybe another superstar can kind of go there.
Well, I think everybody overpaid for everybody.
That's true. Shout out to Tyler Johnson. He's like the 8th man on the Heat.
So, but other than the Raptors, though, they still have Kyle Lowry. They have 2 All-Stars.
I think they didn't make that much drastic changes.
They
man, to
didn't,
the
but
roster,
I
man.
think they're just thinking that everybody's going to get better. Are Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan going to shoot that bad this playoffs?
They were close. They were right there.
Do you think they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals if Valanciunas doesn't go out?
Ooh, that's a good point.
But at the end of the day, for me, Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan cannot just be regular season players.
Nah, man.
No.
They cannot.
They got to deliver in the playoffs. I don't know. I think they
what you
will.
mean.
If you look at it, to me, what Drake has done, Drake is the voice of a gigantic young portion of North American population, right? And if even like a bench player does good that day for the Raptors, he'll IG them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up.
And that's
You know
big.
what I mean?
That's
Yo,
what I'm
he
saying.
treats players' Instagrams as Jordans. Like he'll rock the rock the weak Jordans.
When he leaves the Jordan Brand office, he's wondering who on Raptors is going to get the OVO 12 and the 10 and everything. He's like,
It's funny, like all these little girls around America are probably just like, yo, Corey Joseph, I know him now. Like he got IG like 6 times.
Corey Joseph, he is from Toronto originally, right?
Yeah.
I think one person that might have stepped it up is part Terrence Ross. He's that shooter that needs to stay consistent,
He
man.
was kind of quiet though, like
Alright.
that's what I'm saying, but he's been in the league for a little while.
Yeah,
too. Like,
yeah.
It's not like he's,
And I like him. He went here.
That's what I was pointing at right
support
here.
him.
Hopefully his potential kicks in this season.
I would compare Terrence Ross to a player on the Kings, Ben McLemore.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
And really can shoot, can dunk, catch any alley-oop on you,
Yeah.
but probably not really gonna dunk in traffic because they just don't have those skills to necessarily like get in the lane and do all that. All right, next would be the Celtics.
Celtics. I'm
The
excited
Boston
for
Celtics.
No,
A lot of people are predicting Eastern Conference Finals. I don't think they can really challenge the Cavs, but maybe. What do you think? All right, first of all, talk about it. Al Horford, perennial
Solid.
all-star.
Huge,
Al
solid
Horford.
pickup
That's
for them, man.
solid.
Good
That's
signing.
That's defense.
Yep.
That's mobility.
Uh-huh. I feel like he kind of represents, embodies what Boston's about, like just getting the job done over there, you know?
Don't try to do too much.
Yeah,
right?
don't try to do too much.
They
I
got
mean,
a crazy athletic team right now.
They do.
IT, Avery, Gerald Green, Al Horford. Everybody's
Gerald
fast.
Green, Gerald
Everybody's
Green,
fast.
back to where we
you
everybody-
guys love Gerald.
I
like
love Gerald Green.
Shout out to Gerald
Yo,
Green,
I
baby.
And you know the craziest thing is,
Yeah.
he lost his finger dunking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Really?
crazy.
That's when you know you about the dunk life.
Yeah.
When you lose a finger on the rim.
Yeah.
I feel like the Celtics, one of the teams in the East that definitely made the East better. Signing Al Horford and then picking up Jaylen Brown.
And then you can't sleep on their coach too. Their coach is kind of
Oh,
like
yeah.
highly regarded as
Brad
really-
Stevens.
Yeah.
Stevens, man.
Young wonder kid.
I feel like they are in a situation where they all want to come up together too. It's not
For
like
sure,
they.
for sure.
They're building their story
They're
right
building
now.
their story right
They're
now.
not like a super team. They're not.
It's a whole new chapter from
Yeah.
that whole Paul Pierce KG period.
And not only that, Isaiah Thomas from
Yeah.
the University
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Washington is their lead guard. And I think a lot of people doubted if a guy that short. I think a lot of I think a lot of people doubted that a guy that short could be the lead guard with that much heavy usage running through him.
An all-star.
I don't blame him.
An
'cause,
all-star guard.
It looks amazing.
It does. It,
Like,
it
he's
looks
so
incredible.
small.
He has some of the best passes of last season.
Yeah.
Of
I mean,
everybody.
just in general, his stats, his numbers, he puts up almost the same stats one year as Kyrie.
Yeah.
And everyone talks about Kyrie.
I thought it was dope that letter that he had to Boston about his experience going
Oh.
to.
Yeah.
Have you read that?
Yeah.
It was a
We're
letter
talking about the
basically-
love in the city,
Yeah.
how
that
the
one
city
was
shows him
like,
love.
I've never seen like a player kind of give their experience with that.
Yeah. So
thought that was
I gotta
really
say,
dope.
man, Boston, that's probably one of the best fan bases, man. They
Yeah.
were.
Yeah.
He mentioned in the article like they were down, like they were getting blown out,
Yeah.
or they were, got swept or something. The fans still love them.
You know,
Still chanting, still all there.
even if you don't think that they're like gonna win the championship or go to the Eastern Conference Finals or whatever, but man, they got a great story.
The love of basketball runs deep in Boston.
Very.
It's their culture.
You know,
It's
even
like
sports in general. So I remember KD saying he was so close to signing with them, just seeing like the support of Tom Brady over there. So, shoot, KD almost signed. It just kind of tells you the organization, the culture of basketball in Boston is pretty good, man.
Yeah, the fact that Paul Pierce didn't leave throughout those years.
All of it.
Hey.
And
Good point. Good
and
point. Good point.
on a side note, Paul Pierce said he wants to retire as a Celtic.
Yeah.
That was
Well,
tight.
shoot, he played there for 23 years.
I hope it ain't as a Clipper.
That would
Are
be
they
kinda
gonna
like-
retire his jersey at the same time they retire Antoine Walker's?
Oh, Walker. Yo, he had the most unique game out of everyone. Like, it was crazy, man.
He played like a dude in ABL.
No homo, he had a big butt.
Shout out to him, man, because
He had, like, a wide waist.
He was
Shout out
like, he
to
was like
big
you don't even see anybody who looks like that in the NBA anymore.
No more.
He
man,
looked
I
like
tell
he
you
was
that.
out of shape.
Yeah.
The last person.
No more
right,
out of shape NBA players.
The last
Listen to us.
person, probably Big Baby, bro, and he barely making
Hey,
it.
tell me why. Hey, Antoine, he'd be like this. He'll shuffle on you, and then just be like.
Hey!
He'll make it like that too. You know who?
Sure.
You know
Oh,
who
you know.
also looks kind of out of shape is Sillinger. Yeah, ever since
The
Ohio State,
mohawk.
man.
Hey, he tried to follow your style advice videos and do the mohawk to slim out the profile. Like,
It
Give
ain't
himself
worked
the
it.
extra
It ain't
height.
worked. Yeah, he looks like he's in the ex-NBA. Like,
He looked like he's on one of those Love and Basketball shows, like post
Yeah,
career. Yo, I would say Celtics in general. I mean, they just picked up Jaylen Brown. You high on Jaylen Brown?
Jaylen Brown was nice.
And have the pick be NBA ready and not be like a developmental player.
That's true, man, because, I mean, Jaylen Brown, he's super athletic. He's a perfect backup for IT. And who knows, man, IT got a couple more years. He might, he'll stay.
Nah.
I saw Jaylen Brown in preseason.
Oh,
He was looking nice.
Yeah, he had a nice dunk.
He was looking
Yeah.
nice, so.
You don't really see that because he's not really like a Russell Westbrook,
Uh-huh.
but he's kind of like a frail point guard.
Yeah.
And to him to get up there and jam it like that was pretty hard.
He has this crazy hezzy where he goes to the right, he just, and then he just goes straight and tries to yam on.
Yo, the Celtics are about the hezzies. IT
Yeah.
has a crazy hezzy
Dude,
too.
Avery Bradley?
Just
Lefties always got that
Yeah.
hezzy, I feel like.
no, they have lefties always have weird moves
They do.
because they had to operate as a left-handed
And
person in
shoot,
life.
I feel like left-handed shooters, their side of their foot is always faced towards the basket.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're never squared up.
Yeah, I'm like,
Hey.
"Man, that's a weird.
Y'all remember Sam Perkins?
Like,
Hey, Jalen Rose.
yeah,
Yep.
Chris Bosh be doing that too. Like,
Oh, no, Michael Red.
Yeah.
Michael Red had the little slingshot.
yeah.
And Avery Bradley, he's diversifying his game. He's one of the best on-ball defenders in the entire NBA, but he can shoot too.
Yeah.
He
He
get that
definitely worked
game
on
winner
it.
last season. That
Yeah.
was crazy.
They let him have that left side. Thomas has the basketball, gives it up, swarming for Bradley. Oh my gosh, that's the ball game. You gotta be kidding me.
Avery Bradley's gonna definitely, a healthy Avery Bradley is definitely gonna help the roster.
Just, I mean, defense type of Avery or Patrick Beverly.
Avery.
Avery.
I'll take Avery. I'd rather take
Okay.
Avery's style of defense. That's Patrick
bet-
Beverly is.
He's kind of like a little gnat. You know, he's kind of all in you, and I feel like Avery Bradley's like a smaller version of Kawhi.
Yeah.
No, I think Avery
Ooh,
Bradley
technique.
plays smarter defense.
Got
I
it,
feel
got
like
it.
Patrick just
Patrick Beverly probably has better on-ball defense, but I feel like Avery Bradley, he's more of like a good. He gets a lot of steals.
Yeah.
Off-ball steals.
All right, man, you
Like-
put Patrick Beverly in when you're trying to hurt the other.
Oh, man.
I would say the next team that we gotta mention that everyone was saying, man, I can't believe you forgot these guys, because they feature the NBA 2K cover player. Is the Indiana Pacers. Because obviously Paul George is on the cover of 2K this
Yeah.
year. Because he came back from that terrible leg injury.
That's
He's
true.
killing it
though.
though.
He was good.
Yeah, and he changed his game a little bit when he came back. He stopped trying to dunk everything, right? And he's more of like a shooter now.
So you're saying he did not do what Derrick Rose?
Yeah,
That's true.
he made adjustments.
He did what he was supposed to do.
Derrick Rose was like the opposite of doing what he was supposed to do post-injury.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I thought Paul George was one of the players that was gonna leap to another bigger market, and I feel the Pacers catered to him.
Yeah.
They surrounded themselves with some good
You know,
players.
and I think I really understand that, as a star player, but being a star player, obviously you have options. But if the team that you're with shows you that commitment, and I felt like that was something that KD was saying about OKC, and said he needs to stop seeing that commitment to the team.
That's why LeBron left. Okay?
And that
Sometimes teams ain't trying to do that.
Everybody has reasons for leaving and staying, and
Yeah.
I think PG is staying for the right reasons,
Yep.
and I think that team is doing a good job.
Real Pacers, you guys, listen, if you look at their starting fives, it looks very competitive with anybody in the NBA.
Especially with the addition of Jeff.
Jeff Teague.
Jeff
Jeff
Teague.
Teague. Jeff Teague, dynamic player.
I like Jeff T.
All right, a shooting guard.
Monte.
Monte Ellis, dynamic player. A lot of players that he's like Steph before Steph.
Yeah, true.
But like a way worse version of Steph. He used to hit the tunnel shots too. Paul George, superstar, a shooting guard. Would you say that Paul George kind of is almost like a KD now?
It doesn't. The scoring doesn't seem as
Easy, right?
easy.
I feel like, man, Paul George had that injury. He did have some bad years. KD never really had a bad year, maybe because he had Russell, but he's always been consistent. I feel like that's why we put KD up here over Paul George.
What I see about Paul George is that he doesn't make as many difficult shots as KD. KD actually takes more difficult shots and he makes them, but I would say PG is better about finding an easy shot.
Would you say that he is kind of similar like a KD though? Or would you say, nah, it's like because he's more defensive?
Yeah, I would say he's different, man.
I
I would say he's different. I see PG being better. Like, he still has room to grow, I feel like. I feel like he's in his prime.
Better than KD?
I feel like he
How
could.
old is he?
I don't know.
sure
I
how old
don't
he
know how old he is.
All right. I
think
know.
he's like
No.
26,
I
27.
get what you're trying to say. First of all, I'm not gonna say PG's better than KD,
I'm
but
not-
I will say that I could see why somebody would want PG on their team instead of KD.
I feel like PG could still
It's a
grow.
two-way
If
play.
He feels like he plays within the system,
And he's
KD feels like almost like he is the system, you know?
Yep.
He is
Because I
that
mean,
guy.
I did see this little like a meme. It was like create your top 5 all-star team to beat the Warriors, and Paul George is on there. Because you need that defense,
Yeah.
and you also need the all-around game. So.
Yeah.
You really do, and PG, he can facilitate too. Like basically, PG is probably more gonna listen to the coach, like what the coach wants, and deliver that.
Yeah, definitely. I'll tell you one good playoff matchup I feel like is gonna happen is Celtics and Pacers. They added Al Jefferson on the Pacers, just like how Al Horford was added to the Celtics. I feel like those were 2 good former All-Stars that are gonna make a good Eastern playoff
And they're both,
matchup.
their names are both Al.
Hey, shout out to the Owls out there.
I will say, the one thing about Al Jefferson is that he's mad slow. And he doesn't all right, he was on the Hornets last year.
Yeah.
We were watching a lot of Hornets games, and he would need to post up because he's not really a shooter. He obviously can't dribble. So I'm kind of curious, like, what role he's gonna play.
Man,
Al Horford seems a lot more athletic.
He's
Yeah, for
crafty.
sure.
He's definitely a lot better Roy Hibbert.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
all
that.
right. He's gonna get more rebounds than 2 a game.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yo, Roy Hibbert though
Where's
was
he at?
looking like
Where's
he's
Roy
on
Hibbert?
the Lakers.
Still?
really.
No, I don't think he's on the Lakers anymore. He's on.
I don't think he is.
Where's he?
Wait, is he at the Raptors? So we gotta check that. Where is
I
Where
don't
is
even
Roy
know where-
Hibbert?
Man, who
At
tracks
one
Roy
point-
Hibbert?
Man,
At
go
one
look
point
him
he
up. You got your
was
phone?
By the way, Roy Hibbert is on the Hornets now.
Oh. As their 5th, they got this young guy. A lot of people think he's gonna turn into an all-star later in life. Miles Turner.
Turner,
Yeah.
man, great pickup. I think he was
looks
a
like a-
sleeper pickup.
But what do you guys think about the Pacers? Because they're starting 5, in my opinion. Any of those 5 players could give you 20 that night.
I think the race between the Raptors, the Celtics, and the Pacers is going to be very interesting.
Okay,
Namely, the
For number
Celtics
2,
and
right?
Pacers.
The race for
yeah,
number 2.
for number 2, of course.
Obviously,
Man.
Cleveland
Cavs.
Cavaliers going to be number 1.
Assuming.
But y'all sleeping on New York?
That's a whole nother team we gotta cover. But
Because you guys are already putting them in the race for number 2. What about
I got New York number 5 or 6.
New York?
Chemistry is everything to me.
I think New York is going to be.
Yeah, I think they'll be in the playoffs.
They
for
go-
sure.
I
For sure they're
I
in the
think they're going to be
playoffs.
worried about getting in the playoffs.
I got Pacers number 2 over the Celtics by a few games, only because I feel like PG is a superstar versus everyone on the Celtics are kind of like an all-star.
But they had that.
So
they
you
had
have
that-
Raptors at 4.
I have Raptors at 3 or 4.
But but
that's
Celtics, they had that growing
3
year
or 4.
last year. Like they looked good too during the playoffs. Like
I
they
know, I
learned
just
a lot.
feel
I
like
feel like.
PG, man, I feel like his growth with,
Okay.
everything he's overcome.
He's on the cover of 2K.
He's
I
a
mean,
superstar, man. He's a superstar.
That
I
is
feel like
true.
the Celtics don't have a superstar. They might have a better team, but I feel like Paul George has that edge.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like I thought it was dope how he took the team from Danny Granger.
That's
Like, at
yeah,
one
me
point-
too. That
one
was-
point it was Danny Granger's team.
hijacked.
Damn,
He
R.I.P.
did.
Danny Granger. It's not his fault. It's not his fault. He went through a.
injuries, man.
Just that was it. He went from 25 to like barely being in the NBA. You guys, we gotta keep it moving, and we gotta talk about the young rookies. We gotta talk about Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons.
Man.
A lot of people said this guy is sort of like a once in a generation type player.
Yeah, man, but-
sort of similar to a LeBron. He's out for the entire season with a broken foot.
Is it him, or is it the curse of being on the Sixers?
Yeah.
all
Yo,
right.
I told
You know,
him.
we know what it is.
Somebody, they need to fire the Sixers trainers immediately.
I don't know
Because
what.
Joel Embiid,
Noel.
Jaleel Okafor is a #1 pick, and he's not even developing really either.
Man.
New Orleans. Is it New Orleans?
New Orleans.
New Orleans. New Orleans. Noel.
Nerlens Noel.
Nerlens is Nerlens.
He's good though. Nerlens Noel is kind of good, but he should be more offensive. He should be almost like a Tyson Chandler.
In 2 years, I
Yo.
think 2 more years
Yo,
that team is.
I feel bad for Amban. Shout out to Mup. But y'all need to blow up that organization and get new people top to bottom.
Yo, man.
I think they need to just re-sign Iverson back.
Hey, let Iverson be the GM.
Just for morale reasons.
Hey, they should sign him to that Drake contract. You know.
Hey.
Hey, bring back Stackhouse.
Yeah. Bring back Eric Snow and Aaron McKee.
Derek
man.
Coleman. Bring up Derek Coleman.
I think Ben Simmons was obviously gonna be the #1, probably the
Yeah.
rookie of the year front runner.
Yeah,
but
really a
now
front runner.
someone told me, you know who it is right now? Buddy Hield on
Buddy
the New
Hield.
Orleans Pelicans.
Really?
Buddy
Yeah.
Hield, man.
Because
they
he-
have him kind of like a Ray Allen type player, right?
Yeah.
And it's not that Buddy Hield is better than even Brandon Ingram, but
Yeah.
he's going to get all the playing time.
That's true.
Because
Eric
Drew
Gordon's
Holiday's
gone. Yeah, Drew Holiday's out. Eric Gordon's out.
Mm-hmm.
Tyreek Evans is gone. I mean, Tyreek Evans out. Eric Gordon's gone. Ryan Anderson gone.
Ryan Anderson's gone. Yep.
So it's like they're gonna want Buddy Hield to take about 15, 20 shots a
And
game.
he has the jumper to back it up.
Yeah.
Shout out to Buddy Hield, man. He be going to Jamaica to do those. Everybody does their NBA camps in the U.S.
Yeah.
He went to Jamaica.
Is he from Jamaica?
I also saw him.
No, he went there. Though.
I also saw him in China too, Hangzhou.
Okay.
He was out teaching
He's
kids.
doing the unordinary, you know.
Would you say his game at all reminds you guys? And I just was watching some clips the other day of Damian Lillard.
I see what you're saying, not the killer instinct part.
Yeah.
I see him more as a Bradley Beal.
Yeah. I think he's more of a Bradley Beal / actually Eric Gordon.
Yeah, I was gonna say Eric.
A little bit less athletic than Damian.
Okay. Yeah.
Because he can kind of drive, but I see him as a driving kick or a shooter.
Yeah,
Damian Lillard-
Damian creates his own shot.
Yeah, he's a proven. He got the ice in his veins. Damian Lillard, like he raps.
Right.
He battles, so he deals with pressure real well. Buddy
He don't
Hield's a
care.
rookie. You know, Buddy Hield's a rookie, got a lot more to prove, but just from his jumper, I wouldn't be surprised if he's a rookie being in the three-point contest, man.
Okay.
And
Him and Devin Booker.
yeah.
Hey, Devin Booker, not a rookie. He was a rookie last year.
Yeah.
Super impressive rookie.
I'm not on the Devin Booker train like
Yo,
everybody else.
Some people think he's a potential future Hall of Fame.
Man,
Nah.
They love him.
I think he's dope.
No,
man.
he's good. All right, this is my opinion. He's good, but I don't see him being the Hall of Fame good. Because I see his moves. He's good at getting to his spots. He's a smart player, but he don't got the moves. He's not got the really.
Man, but man, you're in the NBA. I feel like it'll develop, man.
He's
I feel
young.
like he's like a Klay Thompson 2.0.
You know what it
man.
is? You know what it is? I just don't want to buy in.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's all I'm
that's
saying.
true.
I just
He's
feel like
young.
Yeah,
He's
young.
good, though.
19 years old.
Youngest player in the NBA right
He's
now.
19 years old, and you know, I feel like when he was in Kentucky, he was overshadowed by the other players. But you know, Suns for once had a good draft pick.
Yeah.
And I'll be interested to see how he develops.
You know,
and what type of player he turns
I watched
into.
a preseason game a couple weeks ago, and I just saw like 3 or 10 straight possessions where they were feeding him the ball. So they really
he
want.
is a scoring machine.
Yeah,
He's a
so
scoring
I feel
machine.
like all that will develop, man. All that will develop. He's only second
Alright.
year. He's only 19.
A lot of people argue who's going to be better in the future because they both going to be
Yeah.
probably all-stars. Devin Booker or D'Angelo Russell. Because D'Angelo Russell is a player who's had a lot of ups and downs in his career,
Yeah.
but you have to say his potential is sky high.
I would say D'Angelo is definitely winning that race right now.
Depends on how good the Lakers are. I feel like the reason why D'Angelo Russell's been good is because the Lakers been trash.
Okay, so he's had a lot of opportunities.
I feel like the Lakers, all of them, have been waiting for Kobe to leave. Like,
Yeah,
they've
you
been,
mentioned
like
that.
especially D'Angelo.
To me, the ceiling for D'Angelo is higher than Devin Booker. That's my opinion. I
As
think
a
that
superstar, yes.
I think D'Angelo is more likely to be a superstar, Hall of Famer, but I do think Devin Booker might be more likely to win a championship on a team, being a second option.
Well, if you had to draw quick comparisons, Devin Booker's kind of like a Ray Allen, and to me, D'Angelo Russell has the ability to be more like a James Harden.
Yes.
Yeah,
Or
it
like
seems
a
that.
Steph Curry almost, like more in that tier of like you're just like, whoa, this guy got something. In the same way that people look at like Monte, when Monte first came out, they're like,
Yeah.
whoa,
Yeah,
this
I
guy
see what you mean.
is like
Kinda.
on another level scoring wise.
I
Like,
will also say D'Angelo Russell, in my opinion, probably has more of a chance to fall off. too.
yeah.
That's very true. I feel like he, out of the crew, maybe him or Julius Randle will be shipped out first.
Yeah.
I feel like.
I think that the Lakers
they
are
ain't
actually gonna
shipping
keep.
D'Angelo,
I
I
think
think,
they're
man.
keeping Russell as part of the franchise.
I just feel
Yeah,
like, you know.
there's too much marketing. in
Yeah,
that.
I mean,
Yeah.
as a point guard, man, you have the ball in your hand the most. You're gonna have to curate for other players that are part better than you. So if you can't do that, you might be shipped out.
He's
so
a
I
good
feel
passer,
like,
though.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like
I will
he
say
could be
that
cool.
D'Angelo, if they don't put like the good pieces around him, I could see his career going downhill. So they're gonna have to add actually good players that
Yep.
play along with him.
One thing that the Lakers do look like though is they have fun. They
Yeah,
look like
that's
they're all
true.
They
having
have
fun
fun
right now.
losing. I'll tell you that.
No, that's true. They're losing. They're just like, woo!
Yeah, they losing and they still like, even though he won that game, but it's like,
Yeah, no.
your
You know,
record is 12 and
And they
6.
it'll be like, yeah, that's number 10 for the season.
And they showing up to all the celebrity games,
Yeah.
like the BET, the
I'll
Sprite
tell you
Award, all
what,
that.
they dress fine. They're fine. On the bench,
Now,
they be fine.
they care about fashion more maybe than the offensive schemes.
D'Angelo going to all the concerts, all, you know what I mean?
You know what? That's gonna be a very, very popular team for years to come. I don't know if they're gonna win a championship with that attitude though.
But just going back to you know what you're saying, man, Devin Booker or D'Angelo Russell. Right now, I have to say Devin Booker, man.
Right now, I have to say D'Angelo.
And I would say for the future, D'Angelo's ceiling is probably higher, but Devin Booker is the safer bet. He's going to maximize. I know he's going to put the work in because you don't see Devin Booker at BET Awards.
I think, for me, any team that Devin Booker's on, he'll be able to play well on and fit into it.
Yep.
D'Angelo Russell probably going to need his own team to run.
Okay.
But if he does have his own team to run, D'Angelo Russell.
Okay.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for watching guys talk about the NBA. That was part 1 of part 2. And guess what? Part 2 is coming up soon.
So as you guys know, as huge NBA fans and huge music fans, we go to NBA games and concerts, and we want to talk to you about a new app called SeatGeek.
SeatGeek is a ticket buying app that makes buying tickets for anything, whether that's sports, music events, whatever, super easy, fun, and simple.
So what SeatGeek does, it takes all the tickets from around the web and actually gives it a rating out of 100 to tell you if you're getting a good deal or a bad deal.
That way you know if the price is actually a good price or not.
Because they tell you in the rating. If it's like an 86 out of 100, that's a pretty good deal. If it's 30, well, maybe it's just a last minute ticket, so you just gotta get them.
One thing that I really like about SeatGeek is it pretty much just takes all the guessing out of it. You know whether you're getting a good deal or not. You even know where you're gonna be sitting in the arena.
They even have a diagram to show you exactly where you're sitting.
So next time they say upper row E204, you know where that is.
So if you guys want to download the app, it's super quick and easy. It's free. You can click on the link below. And if you use the promo code FUNG, you actually get $20 back on your first ticket order.
Yo, Andrew, we need to book some NBA tickets on SeatGeek immediately.
Why do you think I got the app up right now?
Boop. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and make sure you stay tuned in a few days for part 2 of Asian Guys Talk About the NBA Season Opener Edition.
Until next time, we out.
Peace.